Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing a single player playthrough on 1.1, yes. But first, it is a Monday for me, so hopefully y'all had yourselves a great weekend this weekend, as well as I'd like to thank and welcome all of the new subscribers that we gained over the last week and over the weekend. You guys are awesome, and also thank you to the people that have stuck with me thus far. You guys are also awesome. The channel continues to grow, and it's all thanks to you guys, and I'm going to continue to thank you every single Monday, as I have done every single Monday, and will continue to say that every single Monday. So yeah, it's really awesome to see the channel continue to grow, and it's all thanks to you guys, you know, hitting that like button, the subscribe button, all of the wonderful comments, and also the people that have hit that join button and joined the Investors team and supported the channel financially. Almost lost the train of thought there. Yeah, huge thank you to them as well that have done that. So if you weren't here last time or last week, we had gotten a few factories done. We got the electromagnetic control rods as well as the AI limiters completed, and we've got the crystal oscillator factory also completed. So we're going to be starting on a brand new factory today, which is going to be really good. We're going to be doing the radio connection unit, which is going to be an alternate recipe, so that should be fun. Can't wait to get started on that. I don't really have a plan for that kind of factory. I guess we're gonna, you know, kind of start off with a base and, you know, kind of mold it as we often do with our little clay method. You know, start off with a base and then mold it into what we hope is going to turn out to be a really great factory. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun, so hope you enjoy as well. So yeah, anyway, let's I guess without further waste of your time, we're going to go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty then, and here we are back at our beautiful hub as we often start. Yep, 1,036 days since last incident. That tells you just how many hours. I mean, it doesn't perfectly sync up, I've noticed, but the days since last incident and the hours on the actual game are pretty close hand in hand, but for some reason they're not 100% synced up. So anyway, yeah, we got ourselves a little bit of a travel, so we're gonna go ahead and oh yeah. So first things first, before we even leave, we've got to do something very, very important, which that is swap over to our hover pack. I've emptied out my inventory as well before the episode started, so I was ready to go. We've got two factories to remove from over here. We've got the crystal oscillator factory, because we had finished that last week, as well as the AI limiters factory, so we can go ahead and remove these temporary hand-fed factories, which is very awesome. And of course we'll sync the contents as well, so man, a bit of lag there. Oh yeah, well, no, it shouldn't be a problem. I just put it on, but sometimes if you get that kind of lag spike with the connection, you can take off the hover pack, put it back on, and it'll fix it. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and get rid of all those. Oh, my inventory's full of AI limiters. Now, normally I take these over to the AI limiter factory and then fill the inventory, but the inventory's full, so unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, it'll get us more tickets. Unfortunately, but fortunately, we'll go ahead and sync all that. Now I won't be able to remove this other storage because I bet our inventory is going to be full by the time we pick up all this stuff. There goes another factory. Okay, how much is in here? Actually, there's none in here. All right, well, there you go. Okay, so the only temporary factories left over here is this one making SAM fluctuators, which I do have some, so let's go ahead and throw those in here. And let's see, I can throw some wire in here, and these are steel pipes. I don't have any steel pipes. And then these are the reanimated SAM. Pull that. Steel pipes. Yeah, we'll throw some more steel pipes in here, some more wire, and some more SAM. And some more reanimated SAM. Yeah, we have yet to do the SAM fluctuator, or the SAM factory at all, actually. But that does allow us to get rid of all this stuff from our temporary factory. That's pretty much one more temporary factory that is completely removed. I'm just gonna throw all this away. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we got permanent factories for all that, so it's not like it's a big deal to throw it all away. Or we have permanent factories. We finally remove this temporary. That was just so that we could have ad limiters, and the crystal oscillators were mainly for our, if we use billboards or anything like that or whatnot. But yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we're ready to head on back over to the grasslands loop. We need to make our way back that way so that we can get started on our radio connection unit. The reason I'm using the radio connection unit, a little bit of flashiness. If I aim down this way, it's not as bad. Sorry about that. Keep forgetting about it too. Yeah, they definitely need to turn down the light effects from that. Or it's because I have lumen turned on. That's probably what it is. Probably because I have lumen turned on. We'll just look at my half a body there as we make our way up here to the mall. Yep, the mall that still needs to be finished to this day is still unfinished. What a beautiful mall it is. I haven't gotten to look into the mall in a long time, and we have a lot of new viewers here too. So let's go take a look after this autosave. Of course, my world is so big that the autosave takes a minute. It takes a minute to complete its goal here. Yeah, if we go inside here, yeah, what a beautiful mall it is. We've only gotten the first floor actually set and ready to go, and actually the first floor needs to be slightly rearranged as well, which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah. Oh yeah, is there any of these boxes that we can actually send the train out to go and get? Those are full, by the way. They just don't look like it. I don't think so. Obviously, those two are not going to be there. No. That one's done. That one's done. No, I don't think there is one. No. I'm trying to do every item in the game. No. Let's go around this thing. No, I don't even have exporting that. No. Nope. I need to get an ingot factory going. Uranium, we're not even mining it yet. The reason we're not mining uranium is because well, it's mainly because we don't need it. We don't need uranium right now. It's like, well, yeah, you do. You're in phase 4. You're gonna need power. No, we have a massive power factory that's going to be eventually used fully to its fullest extent. Okay. Oh yes, we're heading over to our hypertube cannon. We've got the old-fashioned hypertube cannon, and the reason is because there's a bit of a thing going on with the hypertube cannon. You know, everybody's like, you need to go to the looping one, to the looping hypertube cannon, the one that's got the where you just loop around and around and around, and then you use the branch to fire yourself. And while this works very, very well, there's one problem with that one, and that is unless you remember exactly how many times you need to go around to get to where you're going, there is a point as well where you can end up going too much and then going too far and breaking your game, you know, getting outside the map. But with the old-fashioned ones, they're pinpoint going to get you where we need to go. So it's just like, well, I need this many to go this far, and then that's always going to be the case. You know what I mean? Although I'm not saying that the looping ones are bad or anything like that. Obviously, they're much better. Especially if you want a varying hypertube cannon where you can go, okay, well, this many loops will get me to this factory, this many loops will get me to this factory, that kind of thing. Yeah, it could definitely be one hypertube cannon kind of fits all sizes type of deal. But you know, I like the old-fashioned ones. So, okay, we got our jetpack on. We are ready to get going here. There we go. Had to click back into the game first. And all the lag in the world as we cross all of the biomes of all of our factories. Every single one of them. So many factories. Oh, the sound went a little funky there. Yeah, there's the fuel factory over that way. Kind of yellowish looking thing. The yellowish pixels. And over there, there's our massive power plant. And here we are at the grasslands loop. We've got all of our factories kind of splayed around the place. Yeah, my PC's not too happy with this. It is really not. It's trying to load stuff in. It's like, hey, I'm gonna burn. Yeah, and the beautiful crystal oscillator factory. That one turned out much better than I had imagined. I'm definitely very happy with it. So that's pretty good. There we go. Alrighty. Now we can switch back to our hover pack, of course. Of course, and now we can play around. Oh, look at the shadows. Oh my gosh, nothing's loaded yet. Come on, game. You can do it. Load it in. The autosave's just like, sure, we'll autosave. Yeah, stuff is not loaded in yet. Ugh. My poor CPU. My poor CPU is probably on fire right now, going, ugh. As my main problem is the CPU. But we'll give that a minute and everything will load in there. It's starting to load in. Starting to load in the graphics around us a little bit. Okay, so I'm thinking radio connection unit factory. Could potentially be right here, but we got to be very, very careful if we do put one right here. We can't really tee off of that, I guess. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to tee off of that anyway. Okay, maybe the other side then. As everything loads in. Still has yet. There we go. Things are starting to load in a little bit. Holy crap. That's definitely my CPU going, nope, we're done. I am on fire. Okay, so yeah, I think, yeah, radio control units over here, or radio connection units, I should say. So we got to build, we'll build a T-junction right here, because we don't want to get any closer to that. But we'll build a T-junction right off of this, because it's right after the curve here. There you go, look, everything's loaded now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, when we cross biomes like that, and you have a whole lot of going on the game's struggling. Unless you've got a beefy PC, then that's different, you know. Yeah, we'll build ourselves a little T-junction here, and then we'll build ourselves a little platform here with our train stations. So, as I said before, radio control unit. We're going to be using the radio connection unit recipe. And the reason is because we really don't have a whole lot of aluminum cases left to be used, because we're using most of our aluminum cases on something else. I can't remember what we're using them on. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to be using the radio connection unit, which this one's a little bit simpler anyway. It takes quartz crystal, which we can spare, high-speed connectors, which we planned on using for this, and then some heat sinks. So we'll be using our heat sinks as well. Actually, that might be where our aluminum cases are going. Yeah, that might be where our aluminum cases are going. is the heat exchanger recipe. I don't remember. It's been a while since we've been over at that factory. But yeah, so radio control unit. And once we get the radio control unit done, then we can absolutely have the pressure conversion cube starting to be made, because this factory's been done for a very long time, and it has been waiting and waiting and waiting for radio control units. And then after their radio control unit, then we're probably going to be doing turbo motor or supercomputer, one of the two. We're either going to be using we're either going to be doing turbo motors or supercomputers, one of the two. Just mainly because those are the two major factories that we need, apart from this one, of course. We could make a massive radio control unit, I suppose. That could be kind of cool. If we can build like a radio looking thing. That could be pretty cool. And we'll put a tower on top of it. One of those. We'll put one of those towers on top of it. Make it look the part. That could be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind doing that. Okay, I guess we'll get started then. All right, so first things first, of course. So just to show you what I'm going to be building here in just a moment. We'll probably be cutting it out because it's quite boring to watch, I would say. Definitely quite boring to watch. But it's basically, we're going to be building one of these. This particular T-junction is going to be going down underneath that bridge because that's going to go over to start building some of our Phase 4 projects. As well as we're going to have a train line that goes down the middle of the factory, or goes down the middle of the grasslands loop as well. So, well, maybe, I'm not sure yet, but we could have a couple of factories as well in the center of all this. But yeah, we got to build this T-junction over here. And why don't I have it blueprinted? Because it's too big for the blueprinter. Just to let you know, it is too big for the blueprinter. Once I get to Phase 5 and we get the blueprinter Mark III, I believe it's the Mark III. Yeah, the Mark III. We get a 6x6, then a 6x6 space. Then I'll be able to build it, and then just slap it in. Well, by that time, we won't be needing those anymore. So, that's fun. But I can still build T-junctions and stuff very easily. Or a blueprint very easily, anyway. So, yeah, let me go ahead and build that, and then we'll move on to building the platform with the train stations on it. Yeah. Alrighty then, so now that we've got our intersection built, looks pretty good. I don't think I missed anything. I've gotten building these intersections down pretty well now that I've built enough of them. I better be, doing pretty good with them. Anyway, so we're gonna have the factory off in this area. I don't want to go this way because obviously we want to leave that cliff remain untouched. I don't want it to expand off that. I was thinking about going this way, but I'm not quite sure if the train station is going to fit necessarily. So, the one thing I did forget to test. How's our train stations fitting on this? Let's see if we, nope, looks pretty straight. Okay, good. Good, yes, good. Okay. So yeah, we're going to build off this way, and like I said, this is going to be our radio control unit factory. So we need... That's the other thing I think I went with the radio connection unit recipe, is because because the main one uses 4 inputs, plus you got the output, so that'd be 5 train stations in total with our rule set. The radio control unit uses less, but it also uses crystal oscillators, which we have a plan for those crystal oscillators. I can't remember what they're for though, necessarily. Oh, that's right. We made a decent amount of them because there's one more recipe. There's a recipe in phase 5 that's going to be using it, and I bet that's those. It's not a crystal oscillator. It's a something else oscillator. I can't remember the damn name of them now. They look really crazy though, and they've actually been in the game for a long time since. I think they've been in the game since update 5, haven't they? They've been in the game since update 5. Every time you would participate in the Fixmas event, you would get one of them, or a few of them, or whatever, and they're used to unlock a single crash site, which actually still exists. Oh no! Holy crap! We haven't done that in a few months. Very nice. I was scrolling through. But anyway, yeah, we'll get this done here. So we're gonna do a, if I can fit it in between here, we're gonna do a 2 by 3, or no, it's 1, 2, 3. Sorry, a 2 by 2. Because it's 1, 2, 3 inputs plus the output. Yeah. Dirt that are. So yeah, the factory is gonna be long. Looks like it might fit in this spot. So we know it's going to be 11 wide. I mean, we can also have the factory go back this way. It really does depend on a few factors here. Alright, so depending on how we want that to be. Oh, it does need to be on this one, though. That's right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, roughly. Okay. So that'll be the outbound, hopefully. It's usually how I plan train stations. I just kind of place them. And then this one's going to go this way. But we need to go one more. With a foundation in between. Because we've been incorporating our train stations into every single factory so far. Every single factory's had the train stations inside. Okay. Oh, you know what we could do? Yeah, we'll do what we did last time. Or like what we did with the Crystal Oscillator Factory. Which the Crystal Oscillator Factory was one space away from the train line coming in. That'll actually solve the issue I was about to run into. Anyway, okay, so this right here, and then this one here. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll drag. So I drug this to here, and this to here. Let me go. We're actually going to do a really sharp curve, so this one's going to be, it's actually going to be 2.5 foundations by 2.5 foundations, which is the sharpest curve, the sharpest 90-degree curve you can make in the game, so. And the reason that's the sharpest curve and you can't go any sharper is because of the fact that the trains will actually clip into each other slightly if they're any sharper than that. I just want to make sure it clears the... Nah, it clips it. Dang it. Okay, well, that ain't gonna happen. Okay. And I need to figure this out before I connect up the rest of the intersection. Okay, so it'll be one more foundation out then, instead. Yeah, we're not going to go down any lower because there's a lot of cliffs and stuff in the way. If we go down too much lower, it'll be like one foundation or so. So yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave that alone. Okay. So I guess then with that we'll go 1, 2.5. Or should we go like this? Let's go 1, 2, 3. And what we'll do is we'll shift that train station over. Actually, we could put the train station right here. Or should we give a space? Maybe we should give a space. Yeah, we'll give a space. We'll give a single space. Oh, no, we can't. Actually, we can, but it's going to be weird if we do it that way. The reason we can't do a single space is because train lines cannot go a single foundation. They have to, the shortest they can go is 1.5. I could probably make that work, though. If we did it like this. No. Damn it. Actually, if it's slightly longer, I might be able to make that happen. Oh. Okay, so if we go with that. Alright, that'll work, actually. Okay. Like, actually, that'll work. It'll work just perfect. Okay, so we're pulling it to this point here. Because I'm kind of boxed in a little bit with that intersection being there, so I'm trying to see if this train station... Oh yeah, it needs to go out one further. Trying to make sure that this is going to work. So we'll pull it to there, and then we'll pull it to wherever it straightens up. So right there. Perfect. Okay. So there's our train lines going in and out. Now let's make sure we can fit, now that we can fly over here, because the train stations are in place. Let's make sure we can fit in this space here. Like I said, we do not want to interrupt that intersection there. We can pretty much touch it if we like, but we can't go in front of it necessarily. I mean, if we absolutely have to, I could probably make it work, but yeah, we have to be very, very careful. Okay, so how far are we going over? So right there. All right. So we'll remove this set. Then we'll go with this. We got some trees to get rid of, but I want to make sure that this is going to fit before we get rid of the nature. All right, so 1, and then what we could do is we can remove this. And then touch that. Now, usually this connects, but I don't ever trust it, so... I just remove it and then reconnect it, because then I know it's connected, and there's going to be no bugs with that. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and plus a train station. Ooh, we might, yeah, we're going to be running into it. There is another option. There is another option. I can move the intersection further down. The only problem is an intersection back-to-back can end up causing issues. Or, if the train stations don't necessarily interfere with the thing, we could definitely make this turn. I mean, we're going to have to make this turn anyway to kind of go off that way, so I don't know, we'll see. I will have to get rid of these trees just so I can see what I'm doing. Get out of here, nature. Thank you. Making way for progress. Yep. These trees die so that factories can be made. It's like there is another option as well. I don't want to do it though because it is going to push us out into the what do you want to call that? Into that area, and I don't want to move that. 1, 2, We're getting awfully close. Yeah, that's right. It's 11 wide. Three, 4, 5. Crap. Alrighty. Yeah, I did not think about this being a problem. Yeah, because as soon as I put this train station down, like I said, I have an idea. I just don't know if I can make it work. Like I said, as long as the train station... Hold on. Give me this. Thank you. Jeez. Gotta be such a pain in my butt. The train stations don't directly interfere with the train line. So my idea is this. Let me let's get the rest of the train built here. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the train station. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and let's give the game a second to catch up. Because everything in my game builds extremely slowly. Alright. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't directly interfere. Oh, but it does directly interfere though. I thought it was gonna be like up a level or something. No, it's like perfect. It's like perfectly level. Yeah, it might be. We might be moving this intersection entirely. Yeah, because then when I go to build this, let's see what happens here. We might do some craziness to get this to work. Okay, so that's normally how I do it. It's like, is there a way I can make this... Is there a way I can make this happen? There might be. And we'll just make it part of the factory. Okay, so if a train is here, this is... Okay, this right here looks like the closest point, and a train is here. Do they touch? They do not touch. All right, you know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, so in this factory, we're going to have the main train line going through the edging of the factory, through the very edge of it. That actually does work, though. It works. It works decently well. Which is actually pretty darn nice. Okay, the other thing I wanted to check. This is the closest point. Ooh, man, you could fit a piece of paper in between those two trains. As a couple pieces of paper, and that's pushing it. All right, perfect though. Okay. Yep, that works. That works for me. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, wait, what? I guess I never did turn this into an intersection, did I? Oops. Yeah, I never did turn this into an intersection. Okay. Yeah, because of my bridges, I'm gonna have to put that like that, and then we'll put this like this. And then where's my block signals? Yeah, and since these intersections are so close, so once you turn off of here, then you're gonna hit that block signal, and what I'm gonna do, oh, I have ruined the train, hold on. So block signal, or pass signal there, and what we're gonna have happen is we're gonna have the trains chain the main, oh my gosh, I have made a problem. Yeah, we'll have them chained together. Okay, so then pass signal there. Transport block signal here. Yeah, I was like, that should fix it. There we go. I don't know why that train came up and smashed into the rear of the other train. Like, there's clearly a block there. Yeah, it caused a little bit of an issue. Oh, we fixed it. Yeah, that should fix that. Okay. So then we'll, oop. Create our intersection. There we go. Okay. So basically, because that's a main train line, we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the trains being able to chain that intersection and that intersection together. That way they can do that. I guess, yeah, that's the only issue with it, is you end up with trains having to wait all the way back here just so that that's clear. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Okay, we'll swap that then back to normal. Yeah, the issue is if a train is in this intersection, the trains will wait all the way back here for that intersection to be clear, and we don't want that happening. So yeah, we'll just turn it into normal. Okay. So that's one intersection there. I would put the signals closer, but the bridges kind of keep me from doing that unless I want my signals clipping into the beams, which I do not want happening because it is visually unappealing. They could be like this though. They could be touching them. Well, this one's clipping into the beam, but I can't really put it any closer because of how short this piece of track is. And if I put them all the way up here, then it's going to be really bad. So I'll take that. Yeah, I would chain them together, but it's just not gonna... It seems to be causing issues, so... or causing backups, I should say. Or it will cause backups. So what we'll do is we'll just have them... we'll have them reserve this intersection, and then once they go past here, then they'll reserve this intersection from way back here. Because they can reserve from a decent distance away. Which is really nice. Yep. And then allowing this to make that work pretty darn good. Yeah. Alright. That works for me. Alrighty. So that is the train stations down, and most of our episode is done. So I guess because most of the factory is going to be most of the factory is going to be on top. I think what I'll do is I'll put those supports from that factory over here, and then we'll get the rails supported and everything, so I can do that. We can get that done real quick, and then that should be just about it for this episode of... Oh wait, no. You know what? We won't do the supports. I forgot. Well, let's do the trains. Let me get the trains going to start bringing us the materials that we're going to need, and then that'll be that. Alrighty then, so now we finally got all of the all three trains going. We got the high-speed connector train that's dropping off high-speed connectors. We've got the heat sinks train dropping off heat sinks. That one actually has to travel a distance because the heat sinks factory is it's over by that tiny little purple train station up there. And then we've got the quartz crystal train as well, bringing over quartz crystal. That one, that's not the right one. So they're coming from this way as the quartz crystals one. A lot of a lot of quick wire trains going through. Yep, this intersection is quite busy. We might, if this one ends up being too busy, because it's a four-way, we might end up turning it into a roundabout if it gets too busy. Because a roundabout is it flows a little better than an intersection does. Yep. Circuit board train 2. Yep, he's going in. Yeah, there's a lot of trains going in there as well. So yeah, I'm glad this worked out though. I'm glad we were able to push this out so that it would work with our particular train station. However, with that, the placement of that, I do believe that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory for our Monday. So next time we'll continue to build upon this factory. Obviously, the factory portion of this is going to be just on top of the train stations. We're not going to do anything too special because I don't think that the amounts are going to be too high as far as inputs go. We'll see what happens. We can only make so many though, so we're going to have to be very, very careful because like I said, this particular thing uses high-speed connectors. That's what I'm worried about. And over at our high-speed connector factory, there we go. We're using 20 out of the 48. So we have 28 left that we can use. Now when it comes to production, and we'll scroll down here, radio connection unit, 7.5 per manufacturer. But that also makes 3.75, so that's actually not bad. I need to know how many radio connection units or radio control units I need to make before I can make a judgment on that. Because if we overclock it, that's 15. If we overclock it a third time, that's 18.75. So if we downclock it back to 15, so the most we can make is 15 radio control units a minute. That's the most we can make with this particular recipe. So 15, and then if we wanted to summer slip it, we can make 30 at the most. So that's not too many. We can't make very many, unfortunately, with this particular recipe, because of the radio control units. The the high-speed connectors, those ones are already summer slooped. So yeah, we're kind of stuck with that. But anyway, though, with all that kind of working as it should, that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. So like I said, next time we're going to be building upon this factory. Hopefully we can get it functional, since it's not going to be too crazy on the inside. The outside is where we're going to spend most of our time. The look of how this factory actually looks, that's where we're going to be spending most of our time for this as well. So yeah, it's going to be fun though. We're going to build a giant radio, I think that's where we're going with this one. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get on into that next time. So like I said, that is going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.